let you get away. Never gonna let you. Never gonna let you. Never gonna let you. Never gonna let you get away. Never gonna let you. Never gonna let you.
How do I what do I how the hell how the hell am I gonna make this happen? Or any version of how, okay? Um, there's a knowingness. There's a knowingness that you have to strengthen. And it's different than what you might think. It's so simple, but it's also very obscure. And you can simply say it's the will. Okay, like will, wisdom, action. Okay. And what you're looking at with will is just really, you know, are you shining forth? Are you creating? Etc. Because the other way, the other polarity, the other, side of any distinction is still duality, in some form of duality interacting with each other. Versus the third point, right? It gives you control over, or you are the controller. You are overseeing. You are the trustee. You are the executor. Who are you? I'm the executor, the executor, the one that makes your step forward and says, this is what will be. Walks with a scythe. It's also the Grim Reaper. Let me decide who goes over that line. Remember, we drew that line. The line's been in the sand. You're either going to be who you are or you're not going to be who you are. Okay? And we're talking about something called forking. Take the fork in the road, but, you know, uh, previous teachers have talked about forking. And with forking, it's the feel of your experience. It's the feel of your reality. It's whatever experience that you're going through. Okay? It is even somewhat that physicality, that realness. And it's still saying energies come up like boom, and they hit, and they call it physical. Okay? So whether you're talking about whatever physical impact, remember there was energy all the way behind it to the most subtlest, simple thought. And that's like the scale of life. Okay? What you at any point are doing is you're feeling things on the scale of life. The uh, like the harpsichord, the polarity is being strung. Different aspects of your life are hitting all at one time. Most of the higher energy you're not paying attention to. You can't hear it. Or if you hear it, you don't know, you're not really getting that much energy from it, just like eating. Okay? So with forking, what happens is if you're not in the momentum of moving forward in reality, your orientation, your feeling of life, I'm moving forward, right? What happens is you start worrying about other things. You fork off your momentum. You fork off what your goals are. You fork off whatever. Now that, obviously for some people that goes further out into their aura where they forked off of and didn't hit their goals. Whether it's the idea of, a few moments later, or whether it's scaled out to the years and lifetime of that person. Did they achieve some of their goals, or etc.? That scale of life is, let's say, even the distance. Hey, I dropped a dot here and I dropped a dot over here. Connect the two of them. Yeah, there's a multiverse of timelines. Okay, they are the tunnels of Set. They are flowing through the darkness, through the universe. Okay, so it's flowing through dark matter. It's flowing through melanin, and every time you drop a dot, you are gathering that melanin to create anything that you choose, and you are authoring wherever you put that dot. Your subconscious is still guiding it and all that other hot shit. But ultimately, let's just say the visual mapping method lets you rain down from above as your higher self, creating what needs to, destroying what needs to, you know what I'm saying? Managing your affairs, operations, right? Some people do well to marry who they marry because operationally it's a good fit. You see what I'm saying? Versus when you have the family estate and you're managing your affairs, you got everything. You can rock with it. You are still the person who knows what you had in your refrigerator and that it was yours. So if it gets going, you like, wait a second. Whether you live at home by yourself, whether you live with a family, etc., you would already have an understanding of what you're dealing with, and you would be setting it up to work in your favor, no matter what. So, managing affairs, these are all forward momentums. You're not really forking there. You see what I'm saying? Forking would be, once again, when you're getting distracted, when now I'm going to do this. Oh, life came and hit me and I can do that. And, blah, blah, blah. It scales up to the lifetime, scales up to hitting your goals. Oh, I want to be successful, or, I need to make some money, or, did I successfully do it? But it's still in the small things. It's all the way down and scaled down to just walking around the house. You know what I'm saying? Like I had one example that from a forking perspective, um, you can even see your own thoughts, right? So you're either doing what you're doing in your head, or you're interacting with, or trying, or eating, whatever it is that you in the physical world think that you're dealing with. But then you realize something else is going on. Or you realize something else is grabbing your attention because you're not in your zone. You're not in your type of energy. You suddenly don't feel like yourself. You might have a relaxed demeanor. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how they do primetime TV. You know what I'm saying? This is how they do the programming hours. What mood should you feel at what time? And from this time to this time, what should you be doing? So, people can't just sit there and talk about how without dealing with those cycles. And it starts with the little moment, the simple moment of, hey, I'm stretching right now and recording this for you guys, but I'm going to get this done, or I'm in this agenda, or I'm in this mind state. It's not that you have to stay perfect with anything, But are you moving with your own momentum? Are you moving with things that work for you? You see what I'm saying? Like, can you make the moment work for you? Are you enjoying the moment? Because your cellular body, your entire vibration is what you truly feel, not what you think you feel. And I kind of, it's a visceral punch actually. But a lot of people's sense, oh, I knew something was wrong. This government, blah blah, 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 blah. Okay, but they don't know how to be of their in the action of, in the pursuit of, in the flow of, in the mind state of. They don't know how to be the flow. I am the flow. I am the momentum of my life's experiences. So everything works. Everything works for me. Why does it work for me? Because I can take that momentum and power anything. I know that energy, this dog done lost the ball. I don't know if y'all can hear we out here throwing the ball. But that momentum is mine. So no matter what I feel, that incoming awareness, that incoming knowledge, that incoming situation, it's a flow. It's just like black people love music, but they still, and when it comes to this scale of life shit, all these layers of waves and energy, they they can still do amazing things. And you know this is what we do. You know what I mean? We got it in us, so it's going to express itself, and we're going to be amazing and awesome and cool and this, that, and the third, or some version thereof. All right. So sometimes forking is also where people get lost. You see what I'm saying? So because I didn't say, yeah, we could take anything and make it taste good, and the green beans, tomatoes, playing in my head. You name it. But it's taking that energy. It's not just that it has to be the you name it. All right, you can swing that, and you should. Right now, you should swing it into any project that you're trying to get done because it's about you catching the beat, riding the rhythm, and creating the flow, being the flow the whole time. Yes, it's parts. So we can say, yo, how do you absorb? How do you catch? How do you recognize energy? We can show you, how to recognize or deal with the first eye opening. Because this is going to be, it's going to be big for y'all. So what you're doing is you're coming in a certain position, and for some people, to get the point across, you would damn near have to like test lab them up and shit. You know what I'm saying? And check everything and make them do things. And can you stretch, boy? And measuring this size and how many cups of that would they produce? And let me. It would be everything. It would be a complete analyzation of your entire body, your systems, to get a look at how well you work. And that's still your financial aspects. So the IRS is being dissolved since 2019. So, they were working on how this change could go quite some time ago. Okay. Who is they? Well, any corporation that's trying to steal from your ass right now. So we still got that line in the sand, and we still talking about forking. Forking where you lose distraction and you can't stay on the topic of your agenda, the topic of your mindset, the simple topic that you run this, You just been giving it all away in the name of, what's called relief. People don't want solutions, they want relief. So here's relief. You have to learn how to redirect energy. You have to learn how to catch energy or see situations in the first place. A lot of you're going to see a lot of really cutthroat people. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see a lot of people trying to steal from you. People trying to keep you in a dead situation, a dead status. They misprisioning you in some corporate BS that you don't really know how it works, but you're still willing to say my credit score is good, or my credit score is this, you know what I'm saying? And with everything that you claim that you are aware of or know, your your simple metaverse. Wherever your mind goes, that's forking. Are you on your own agenda? Are you using the energy as the wind beneath your wings? Are you underneath your own power? Do you control yourself? Are you a zombie? And uh, how much zombie-like energy do you have floating around in you, allowing you to basically be very moldable in any situation? Most people, they'll sit there and have this sense of self, but these fools don't even realize, like, oh shit, my whole life is what should I be doing at any given moment in time? Boom, I'm shaped in that area to whatever this society runs on. So this foreign corporate society you call a city, a um, a county, a state. It's a state of mind. It's a hive, group mind, state of mind, cookie cutter. But with the cookie cutter, hey, you can be like this type of character. And, a lot of times you feel it in high school. A lot of times you feel it, way before that. A lot of times you feel it in middle school. It's the shit that chafes you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, you gotta make this shit more fun. All right? So, everything is still forking. Are you about your father's work, your higher self? So when you even chill, you can still chill, but your connection to your higher self doesn't really allow for forking in the same way. It's not to say that you won't fork off. You see what I'm saying? You'll have something that you want, and then you'll fork off. Fork off. That means that once again you'll allow something in life, that is interacting with you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and any combination thereof. The whole world is around you, and anything could be happening to you. But your fork off would be you paying attention to what's happening in your spiritual life, or what's in, some people would say in your marriage. You know what I'm saying? But that's, once again, that's a topic for another day. Um, that one, you're interacting with so much. Your energies are intertwined in such a way. Somebody is whatever, and somebody is K, whatever. All right. So, topic for another day, marriage, in that way. But when you're interacting with energy, and you remember we talked about how you relate. How you relate. Once again, if you have internal reference, that forking, that feeling of in that moment, what am I doing about? If you're listening, just like, yo, I'm listening. If you're in the mind state of being kind or, whatever, if you're attempting to do something, if you're trying to, if you're growing in that, if you're testing yourself, if you're executing, remember, you're the executor. You're supposed to be the one that's conscious and shit, woke and shit. Oh, I know. Oh, I know about that. Oh, don't we know about that? Don't we all know about that? But it's still, everybody doesn't know about it. Many people are dealing with the unknown. So that forking is every single key moment. There's something in life that's coming at you. So it's easy to fork off and go to the refrigerator. It's easy to fork off and, um, you know, just lays around. It's easy to fork off. And when I say lays around, I just mean like, once again, some people are just absolutely being reprogrammed. Absolutely. Whether it's just going into work, their mind checking to any of these mind states of mind, any of these um, mindsets of entertainment, mindsets of this is how things work, versus anytime that this other person wants to handle their affairs, they need to know how to read, or they need to know the ultimate relationship between them and Best Buy. Because if people they don't want no bills, or they're going to scream out for help financially. It's not even just your relationship with money. Obviously, that plays its part, and you must destroy um, your old illusions. You see what I'm saying? Of what you thought you knew. And you can let go of that at any given moment, because it's just the feeling of dealing with the unknown. You're floating through everything. You're floating through these experiences. So it's sort of like a push-pull in any given direction. You're like a grain of sand floating through the universe. Now, when you use your momentum of, hey, I'm moving this way, I'm doing that, it's not so much that you have to be super pressed on it, gas on. It's still your flow, it's still your style, it's still, it's shit. Bruce Lee was like, have no style, have no form, be like water, my friend. And once again, it's even a feeling, like feel the air right above your skin. Because we're not losing you. We're showing you in the moment how you feel since. Okay? So feel the air right above your skin. And what happens is there's a relaxation. It's not that any tenseness is going to go away, but if you start to just feel the air above your skin in any place of your body or as a whole, we want you to look at it and understand, yeah, you do have an energy field around you. You do have a force field. You see what I'm saying? We're going to talk about the circular one that you're floating within. Okay? And in that talking about a circle, the dot in the middle is you. It's the core of you. We're going to teach you how to pulse out. Right? These are steps. These are the steps that people talk about. Get a sense of self, inner reference. Internal reference is the topic of forking, because internal reference is where you get to go within, check self. It is an aspect of zoom out versus zooming in. Most people are very zoomed in with the details. They're programmed to adhere to certain cycles and rhythms and responses to impacts. So when you make rhythmic, energetic impacts that are um, under your own power, you see what I'm saying? That's when you're saying simple things like, if you think one bad thing, think three good things. Okay? Um, I'm going to teach you how symbolism is the key to talking with your subconscious. And even as I'm doing this, of course I'm doing my work. I'm throwing or connecting energies. Come on, Stanley. Come on, over here. Inside, inside. My creditor, national. You see what I'm saying? Um, it may need your status as a subject. It may need your status as a um, a trust indentured subject. It depends on your actual relationship. So for some, what I just described would describe someone that's sponsored to even be over here on the land. Okay. So when we talk about putting the Midas touch on people, we can say, as long as you stay ignorance. Yeah, let's do the citation. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. And that's because the higher energy rules the lower. That's because the spirit is in relationship to the body. The human body is a mammal, it's an animal, it's the lower self. It wants to react like an animal, and it does get programmed. It's a very unique animal. Just like all those other little Nat Geos and you know, learn about this animal. Anytime you see any aspect of an animal, it could be the kraken, it could be so-called Medusa, these energies, you should be able to see it with someone like Medusa, her having the snakes for hair, supposedly, yada yada. But what it still means ultimately is symbolic. Okay, so in this particular case, your hair, just like Mary washed Jesus's feet with her hair, it's knowledge. Now that doesn't mean that if you don't have hair that you don't have knowledge. It still comes down to how you really know yourself to be, what you know yourself to be. So if you had crust in your eye in the morning, you're not lesser than, if you had crust in your eye at the evening time. You see what I'm saying? But most people, they would be worried about how they appear, whether they go out the house, whether they get on the Zoom call, whether it's just in general principle. You didn't get up and wash your face today. Okay? All of these things, what they do is they they help shape the spirit flow, the way that your energy comes across. You see what I'm saying? But it's still you pulsing out your energy. And it is, yes, for our metaphysical super duper, it is a way of projecting your energy to create a relationship. with how something outside of you relates to you. You may still, if it's physical, you're going to have to do some level polarity of interface. You're going to have to do some level of doing something for something to happen. Okay. Yes, can you do it with your mind? Yes, you can. But a ritual brings the energy down to the physical. So right here, if we were to zoom out, I could just show you a circle. Boom. I divided it into the mundane cross. I made the symbol of the world. And now I'm setting how that world works. Okay. I can divide it further. And of course, you can see the clock. You can see the astrology. And boom, you can understand that how you even relate to Mars, how you even place that energy down there on that piece of paper, how you drop that dot and it has this impact. You're saying, yo, I feel energy in this area of myself, life, whatever, and it's still a map. So visually, you can zoom out and zoom in. Mentally, you can zoom out and zoom in. Spiritually, you can zoom out and you can zoom in. Emotionally, you can zoom out and you can zoom in. Those are the four key pieces that teach you about the structure of life. To say it simple, we're a school. We're a school for mo fun. We're a school for mo fun, but we're a school. As a private international trust, we are Evalor. Okay? And some people would say, "Oh, it's the evolution of a mystery school," and they would be, somebody else might say, um, "But is it a school for my young child?" And the answer would still be yes. Oh wow, they have a fellowship program that you know anyone from a young age all the way up can be a part of.